How can I help you?
Howdy, I came to sell my Pokemon card.
Is this an error card?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's obviously an error card, right? The back is blank.
that is right. I'm looking to sell my extremely rare Ghastly Error Pokemon card. It's one of the rarest errors you're probably going to find. Both sides are printed on one side of the card, and the other side's completely blank, something that definitely should have been caught in quality control. I'm looking to get $4,000 for my Error Ghastly Pokemon card.
So this is actually pretty cool. You know, Pokemon's been around since 1996, but was, brought here from Japan in 1999. And everyone wanted to collect Pokemon cards, play Pokemon video games, and watch the Pokemon cartoons. And typically, on a Pokemon card, you would have the back of the card would look like this Pokemon, and then the front of the card would have been printed right here on this white space, but you can actually see the front of the card was printed right over the back of the card. Can I take it out of the plastic?
Yeah, go ahead.
And I mean, it does feel right. I've played thousands of games of Pokemon and looked at my cards many times, so that is something I do know. Even though it's double printed, you can fully make out the back and you can fully make out the front. So I really, really like that. It's actually pretty cool you have this error. I've never seen one like this. So how did you get this?
So another collector opened a theme deck, and some of the cards inside had this error where they were printed twice on one side and not printed on the back. And I purchased this one from him, and it's been in my collection ever since.
So how much are you looking to get for it?
I think I'd like $4,000 for it.
Okay, that seems like a pretty high price. I don't know if it's too high, but error cards kind of have their own markets, so I need to have someone come down and take a look at it. And first, tell me that it is a authentic Pokemon misprinted card and not just something that someone was able to create on a printer. And also maybe shed some light on what they think the value could be. It could kind of be all over the place with these errors. Should we get him in here and see what he says?
Sounds great.
Give me just a few minutes, I'll be right back.
No worries.
It feels like a good card to me, but
Yeah.
I figured I'd get the pros down here.
Yeah, you got to be careful with some of these cards. I mean, these errors are worth a lot of money, so there's every reason for people to manipulate them. This is an XY Evolutions card printed in 2016. Ghastly, obviously a popular Pokemon type. And, the manufacturing at these printing facilities is very top-notch, and the security is really tight, and they really just look out for things like this. So the fact that this, avoided the fate of getting pulled out of production, that's just a miracle of survival right there.
Because it's not a small error.
No, it's not a small, it's blatantly obvious. That's messed up. Error collecting is something that really blossomed in the last 5-6 years because you can have error cards that are very common from $5 to $10 a piece, all the way up to $100,000 for some of the most rare errors on rarer cards. If you have a really rare card with an error that's really dramatic, then it can be worth a lot of money. So yeah, first off, we want to make sure it's real. So, take a look at it real quick. The intricate details here are just all there. The corners look correct, the cut's correct, everything looks right. Very happy to say that this card is unquestionably real. This is a true rarity right here.
I had no doubt, but it's good to hear you say it.
Yeah, it's a nice item.
What kind of value do you think this has?
I'd probably be right around $3,000, I think, is a fair value, fair retail value for that error.
I think that's a little bit conservative, but I respect your opinion.
All right, well, his opinion is the one I have to live with, so I thank you for coming down and helping me out here.
Always my pleasure, chum. Take care.
Take care. Thank you.
All right, well, he thinks it's worth about $3,000. I'd be a buyer at $2,000. What do you think?
I think 2,000's a little low. 2,000's half of what I came in here looking for, and while I respect his opinion, I do think it's a little bit conservative.
What about 2,300?
Again, that still feels a little bit off from me, but I'm still willing to compromise if you could go to maybe 2,500.
It's a very unique error card, so I think I'm comfortable at 2,500.
That's awesome.
All right, well, I'll tell you what. Go meet me over at the counter, and I'll buy it from you.
That sounds great.
2,500.
Cheers.
Sounds good.
I'm walking home with some cash, so I definitely played this card right.
Hey, how can I help you?
I have here an Egyptian scarab ring. It was given to me by my father a couple of years before he passed away. And I'd like to know if this is the real thing or not.
All right. So was your dad like Indiana Jones or something like that?
Not in the least. The scarab ring is from the 18th dynasty, 1500 BC. My father received the ring from his stepmother, who was a world traveler. I'm selling the ring because I would like to see it go to someone who could really appreciate the artifact.
This is really cool. Do you mind if I pick this up?
Oh, no, go right ahead.
Okay. It's a scarab. Way back in Egypt, everybody had one. It was more or less the equivalent of people wearing a cross or something like that. I mean, sometimes they'd drill a hole in it, put like a little piece of leather around it to really, really extravagant jewelry that the pharaohs would wear.
Right, right.
Scarabs are generally carved from stone and glazed either blue or green. It looks like an old scarab, but the question is it really 3,000 years old? Ooh, what is this?
Oh, that is the card from the guy that sold it over in Egypt. And he wrote on the back that it's guaranteed that it's from the 18th dynasty, 1500 BC.
Okay. So I'm assuming you want to sell it.
Yes, I do.
And how much would that be for?
I would like $15,000 for it.
Okay. Do you mind if I have someone look at it?
No, that would be great.
Okay.
I'd really like that.
I mean, this thing truly is 3,500 years old. There's something here, but I am not a 18th dynasty scarab jewelry expert. But believe it or not, I know someone who is.
Really? No kidding.
Yes, I do. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna give him a call and see what he thinks of it.
That
Okay?
sounds good.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, thanks. I am really looking forward to an expert coming because the ring is something different that I think the shop would have no problem selling. I haven't seen too many of them around.
She has a scarab ring her grandmother picked up in Egypt, and this is the only paperwork she has right here. And remember, they don't have a Better Business Bureau there.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
Do you mind if I touch the ring?
Oh, go right ahead.
This beetle was a dung beetle. As these dung beetles would roll this big ball of dung that they would deposit their eggs in, that one will die. A new beetle would come from that ball and then turn around and start pushing the ball. And so for the Egyptians, when they looked at that, they said, well, look, that thing's magical. It's got eternal life. And consequently, it became a very magical bug to them.
That is neat.
The Egyptians put the scarab on rings, they put it on necklaces, they painted it on the front of the mummy, and even on the entryways to the Egyptian temples. So that's how important of a symbol the scarab was.
So is it real?
And brought my little magnifying glass along here so that maybe you guys can see as well. Right there is a sun, a rake, and a scarab. Underneath it, an ibis. And that says to me 18th dynasty. And King Tut came from this dynasty. Usually one of these went in almost every mummy. And there were a lot of people that died in all those thousands of years, so there are quite a few of these in Egypt, is what I'm trying to say. Now, the second thing you have to look at with this, that when I study the gold work on this, can you see the rope work on there? That sort of gold work is very indicative of like turn of the century, 1900 to maybe like 1905, 1910. It could have been made in Egypt, and a lot of those antiques went on with the King Tut exhibit to be souvenirs.
So this is probably a real scarab, though.
I think that is a real scarab, and from the look of it, it looks 3,000 years old.
Okay, so what do you think it's worth?
Well, you can get a scarab like that, I'm gonna say right now, for maybe $250.
So $250 plus like $200 in gold.
So you're looking at right around $450 to $500.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for solving the mystery.
I enjoyed seeing it. I think this is an excellent buy for the shop because the ring is beautifully created and it's still in good condition.
Okay, so obviously it's not going to be $15,000.
No, I guess not.
I would give you right around $350 for it.
1,500?
No, it makes no economic sense for me to do this. I can literally make these for $450.
500.
No. I'm being really, really nice at $350. I really am.
375?
I'll tell you what, I will give you $360.
All right, I'll take it.
We got a deal then.
We got
All
a
right.
deal.
Follow me right up front.
I think I'm gonna take the $360. My husband and I can go out and have a really nice steak dinner and lobster too.
So what do we got here?
I think there's something in here you're really gonna like to see.
Okay.
1963, American-made Fender Stratocaster.
Oh, to me, this is the guitar.
But there's something very, very special about this specific guitar.
All right.
This guitar was actually played by Jimi Hendrix.
That's a big wow factor right there.
Jimi Hendrix, man, he's one of the greatest rock and roll legends of all time. But what I'm bringing to the table today is not only a piece of rock and roll history, but it's very well preserved.
Jimi Hendrix, he was an icon. This guy did things with the guitar that no one did before. He played a Strat.
Yeah.
Left-hand guitars are far and few between.
Right,
His first
right.
guitars were used. He couldn't find a left one.
Right.
So he started playing with a right-handed guitar with the strings upside down. Even when he had money, he continued playing guitars that were right-hand guitars
Yeah.
strung upside down. Okay, you mind if I pick it up?
No, absolutely, by all means.
All right. This is the Holy Grail.
He actually held this guitar that you now have in your hands and made wonderful music with it.
Is there any pictures of him playing it on stage or anything? Or
No, because it was exclusively played in the studio. This was his really favorite sort of recording acts.
I'm gonna set this down. And where did you get this?
It was actually owned by a guy named Skip Jarrett. There was a studio called Juggy Sound Studio that Jimmy loved to cut in up
Okay.
in New York. Skip was the chief engineer at Juggy Sound Studio. And after they wrapped up all the production on Band of Gypsies and all that, they gave this guitar to Skip. When he passed away, one of my business associates and I acquired the guitar.
Okay. This guitar was on Band of Gypsies?
Yeah, he played this guitar on several records. He actually played it on Nervous Breakdown as well.
Okay.
Here's just something that came out this year in this magazine about this specific guitar. The guy that wrote this article, did a lot of extreme diligence. Plus, I have, letters signed by Jimmy's brother.
I have seen items where people had letters from the family.
Right, okay.
And it turned
okay.
out not to be what they said it was.
Right.
Okay? That's the one big thing that scares me. How much do you want for the guitar?
I think this guitar, from everyone I've talked to, I'd be willing to take, say, $750,000 for it.
I have a friend who, if this thing is real, he will know. And if not, he'll call bull.
Bring it. You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
All right, I'll be right back. Give me a few minutes.
Okay, thanks, man. I have nothing to hide. Let's turn the lights on real bright. This is an authentic Jimi Hendrix guitar. I'm happy to challenge anybody that he wants to bring to the table to look at it, because he'll authenticate the guitar.
This is stupid cool. I mean, one of Jimmy's guitars. Hendrix turned the guitar into an extension of his body. Every way he moved was altering the sound of the guitar. When you see him dip down real low, he's bending the
Getting the sound
physically
out of it.
bending the guitar.
Right.
There's very few guys that can make their own statement with the guitar anymore. But guys come along like Jimi Hendrix and just take it to a completely new place.
I want to make sure this is 100% before we start talking a lot of money.
Yeah, you mind if I take a look at it?
No, man, by all means, that's why you're
Awesome.
here.
There's a couple things you'd want to look at. The tremolo bar. These are usually bent and angled up. He played the guitar upside down. He flattened a lot of these out, made them straight. So they probably weren't ramming into his arm and stuff like that. Another thing is what they call ring wear. If you're playing the guitar like this, my wedding ring hits the guitar, removes a lot of the paint, finish from there. If you look at this guitar, the top side of the neck has a lot of that wear. That's from the guitar being this way. How Jimmy would have played it. Left-handed. The article that you guys have sitting over there, they asked a bunch of vintage dealers to take a look at this guitar with photos and stuff like that. This serial number here, L14985. This guitar has actually been documented. No doubt, this is definitely one of Jimmy's guitars.
That's really, really cool. In my head, I think I know what it's worth, but what do you think?
No guitar is worth anything unless everything's working on it, in my book.
Plug it in, let it rip,
Let's
just
do
turn it
this.
up loud.
Cannot believe this.
Come on.
That's a good guitar, man.
So what do you think it's worth?
Anywhere from 750 to good auction million.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, man. Thank you. Thanks again
man.
for letting
Yeah,
me
you're
play.
welcome, man.
Thanks a lot. That felt crazy to hold one of Jimi Hendrix's guitars, man. You could see why he liked it, because it was a really good, balanced, nice feeling guitar.
On a personal level, I absolutely love it, but you have to find the right auction. It has to be advertised in the least amount of time would be a year, most likely.
Right.
Let me give you 450,000.
450? Man,
My thing is, I take all the risk, you walk away with the cash.
for a guitar that could fetch maybe $1 million on any day, your own guy just told you that?
Okay, but what we
Come
can,
on, 450 grand? Yeah, I'm thinking 750, man.
a lot of commissions and a lot of people got to get paid to sell this thing. Okay,
Right.
it's just it's the way the world works.
Right. Okay.
I'll give you $500,000.
This guitar's worth more than that. It just is.
If you want the money now, I can go 550.
Knowing that it could potentially fetch $1 million at an auction, I can't leave that much money on the table. 750, really, man. That's a bottom dollar I can take for the guitar.
All right, well, have a nice day. Tell me if it goes to auction. I might bid on it.
Okay. Thanks, man. Well,
$6?
I can't do it, man. But I'll call you if I change my mind.
Call me.
Okay.
All right, man.
He's fired one last bullet across the boat there with the $600,000 offer, you know. Honestly, I was starting to kind of get a little bit more tempted by that. But if you want to come to a fair point in selling something of great value, don't be desperate about it. And that I am not.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
What do we have here?
I've been told these are a couple dinosaur eggs.
All right, so how do we know they're dinosaur eggs?
That I don't know. I didn't live back then. I'm coming to the pawn shop today to try to sell what I think is a pair of dinosaur eggs. I think the rock could be millions of years old. I'm going to ask $20,000 for them. If they're dinosaur eggs, I think that they're worth that much because they're really rare.
You know, normally I would think you were crazy and just brought me in a giant rock, but you mind if I take a look at it?
Sure.
I mean, I guess they kind of look like eggs if they've been flattened. I mean, it's definitely got some chisel marks here where you can tell where it was actually like chipped out of something, which tells me it's got to be something. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not a geologist. I'm not a paleontologist. Do you know if that crack is natural or was it cracked and then they put it back together or something?
I don't know that.
I'm not an expert when it comes to dinosaur eggs, but I do know people pay a lot of good money for cool dinosaur stuff. That's if they're legit. Any idea what you want for them?
20,000.
20,000? Okay. You know, I'm not too sure on the value of dinosaur eggs, but I do know Nicolas Cage paid like $1 million for a Tyrannosaurus Rex skull. So,
Wow, that's serious.
I got a buddy named Tom who is a paleontologist. Do you mind if I have him come down and check him out?
That would be great, sure.
All right, I will be right back. I'll see if I can get him down here. Feel
Perfect,
free to
thank
take a
you.
look around. I have no idea whether these are real dinosaur eggs, but I'd be pretty pissed if I let a fossilized T-Rex egg walk out the door without making an offer. So I gotta find out exactly what they are. So it's either a giant rock or it's dinosaur eggs.
Oh, boy.
I'm just hoping it's real. That would be cool.
In the early 1990s, thousands of these eggs came into this country and appeared in many of the markets. And at that time, there was a real excitement about dinosaur eggs. But let's determine that they're real.
Okay.
The first thing I'm going to look for is a uniformity in the thickness of the shell. If you look at the shell from the side, you'll see a very constant thickness. You'll see the color differentiation between the sediment on the interior
Right.
and the actual shell itself. Well, in my opinion, these are absolutely original eggs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
These are 70 to 80 million years old. But what I don't like, what I'm seeing is I see a
that?
crack in this area that comes around that indicates this egg was actually added to this piece of stone, trying to make it look like it's a pair of dinosaur
Okay.
eggs. Now, normally, a single egg is never worth as much as it is if it's part of a pair or a triplet, making them on the market more valuable, but knowing that they're not original to each other, it makes it less valuable.
Any way to know what kind of dinosaur it would have been?
Well, this egg has been identified as Dendrolithus. It would have been a duck-billed dinosaur.
A duck-billed dinosaur.
Wow.
It's like the lamest of all dinosaurs, right?
Well, I don't know about the lamest. I actually find them quite interesting. They were one of the favorite meals of a Tyrannosaurus rex.
So how much do these things go for? Because I have no idea what dinosaur eggs are even worth.
The value of these eggs is nowhere near what they were in the early years. Because there are actually tens of thousands of these eggs on the international market today. I see these made available anywhere from maybe $300 to $600 an egg in this condition.
That's a big difference from the 20,000. At least we know what they are.
Well, my man, appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
No problem. buddy.
Thank you. Bye. Dinosaur eggs become something that is a focal point in any conversation. How cool is it to have a dinosaur egg on your coffee table and you've got friends over and you start talking about this is a real dinosaur egg.
So what do you think?
Tom just said between $400 and $600 a piece.
Okay,
So that's what I would be able to sell it for.
okay.
So I'd offer you $400.
Can you do 800?
I really can't, you know, I mean, figuring the most I'm gonna be able to get out of these is 12. And a year from now, if they're sitting here, I'm gonna knock them down to, you know, $800, and then I'm gonna knock them down to, you know, 600. So I'll tell you what, I'll go $500.
500? Okay,
All right?
all right.
So,
Thank you.
Tell you what, why don't you grab this and meet me over there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad the dinosaur eggs checked out. They may not be from a T-Rex, but they'll still freak Chum out when I tell them they're gonna hatch.
How can I help you?
I have a mastodon tusk I want to sell today.
Okay. Where did you get a mastodon tusk?
About 40 years ago, my great-grandfather was on a dig in Florida, and he found it. He was an archaeologist.
Okay. I gotta say, this is a first. I've never actually seen anything like this.
I came to the pawn shop today to try to sell what I think is a mastodon tusk. It looks very ancient to me. I just think it's worth something. I'm gonna try to get 800 today. I really don't have any use for it, and I'd really like just to get the money.
Well, it looks like a tusk. It looks really damn old, I'll tell you that. I mean, if it was found in North America, it could be a mastodon tusk or a woolly mammoth. I think the mastodon tusks were a little bit shorter.
Okay.
They were in North America for millions of years, and a lot of people thought that they got extinct because of the Ice Age, but they went through hundreds of ice ages. They most likely got extinct from when man finally came to the North American continent, you know, like 10,000, 12,000 years ago. They hit gold when they saw woolly mammoths. Really huge, slow-moving animal that was easy to hunt and that could feed everybody in a tribe instantly. Pretty soon, they were all gone. Mastodons and woolly mammoths were like really big elephants and easy to hunt. Not only did they supply a ton of food, but the bones, tusks, and fur could be used for tools, clothing, and all kinds of stuff. So once humans discovered them, they went extinct really quick. Normal ivory doesn't look like this. This looks really, really old. I've never seen these lines going like this way in ivory. Maybe 10,000 years old. It's not millions of years old. I don't think it's that old. Can I call somebody to check this out?
No, I really don't have time. I need to get to work, man. I just need to get this done.
All right. How much you looking to get out of it?
I'd like to get 800.
I mean, my problem is I don't know exactly what I'm buying. For all I know, this could be like a really short elephant tusk that's been in a fire. It gives me the vibe of being really old, but I don't know. Will you take $400 for it? I mean, my problem is I'm taking a big risk. I don't even know what it is. I don't know how rare they are.
Let's just get this done at 550.
I'll give you $500 because I don't know what I'm buying.
So no way I can get 550 for this.
If I knew what I was buying, maybe, but no. 500 is really it.
500's good.
All right, let's go up front. We got to do some paperwork.
All right, thanks.
I had to take a risk on this thing or lose it. It looked really old to me. Hopefully, it'll be worth a lot more than I paid.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Thomas, how's it going?
Going good. How have you been?
Good.
Well, what have you got here?
You tell me.
The guys call me down normally when they have something that is unusual that's been found in the ground.
I bought this off a guy. He said it was a mastodon tusk. I mean, this weird type of grain I really never seen in ivory before.
Well, it's definitely authentic fossil ivory.
Okay.
My estimation is this is probably anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 years old.
Okay.
So you know this is not modern. It definitely has age. So you've got a very nice specimen here. But it's not an elephant relative at all.
Okay, what is it? It's a saber-toothed tiger. Walrus?
It's a fossil walrus tusk. It's the left tusk.
Okay.
You can see by the curvature and how it curves down toward the center. The other tusk would have come this direction.
Okay.
Yep, and that's what you're seeing along here. This is typical of what walrus ivory would have versus elephant ivory or any sort of elephant relative such as mastodon or mammoth. So how much did you pay for it?
I paid $500 for it.
In this instance, I think you've done all right. The good news is fossil walrus ivory is sold for carving. This has a very large market, and because of the interest in carvable ivory that's legal, the value on this ivory has gone up to over $400 to $500 a pound now.
Okay.
So this feels like it's in there anywhere from 3 to 4 pounds. So, you know, this is going to be $1,200 to $1,500 piece.
All right. Heck, I did good. You know,
Well,
I mean, for all my guesswork. Well, thanks, man. You're the best.
You're more than welcome.
That was close to being a bust, but my hunch was right. This thing is old. And at least now I know exactly what animal it came from. I should be able to make some good money on it.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's happening?
I've got something here which I think is pretty spectacular.
A magnifying glass.
No, it's better than that. Bam! That is 18th century onyx diamond authentic spectacles.
Sweet.
I think Sherlock himself would be rather proud, don't you? I came to the pawn shop today to sell a very unique pair of glasses. I'd like to sell them because I have no use for them. What I'd like to get for them today would be up to $5,000. If I break even, I'll be happy.
So where'd you get these?
I bought these about 10 years ago while I was visiting an antique store.
Mind if I take a look at them?
Absolutely.
God, are these platinum?
Platinum onyx with diamonds in them.
You have to imagine the amount of money someone would have had to be able to afford this stupid of a luxury.
I don't know about stupid, but...
Oh, come on. I mean, you really need platinum, sapphire, and diamond reading glasses at night? These glasses definitely weren't just the type of thing someone could pick up at a drugstore a couple hundred years ago. There's enough stones and precious metals in them to make them worth a lot of money. Any idea what you want for them?
$5,000. How's that?
If you broke it all apart, I could tell you exactly what the platinum's worth and what the diamonds are worth and what the sapphires are worth.
Okay.
But when you put them all together like this, it kind of puts you in a conundrum. You mind if I call my dad over here? He's just going to give me a better idea of what they're worth.
Okay.
Let me go grab them real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
I think there's definitely something here. But since I've never seen a pair before, it's worth asking for a second opinion.
Hey, how's it going? You've been here before, haven't you?
Yeah, I was with the pedal car. Remember that one? The black and white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
All
good
right.
doing business with you.
Okay. All right, what do we got here?
These are 18th century spectacles.
Okay.
Old chap, you know what I mean?
So what do you think about them, Rick?
They're probably 1920s, the whole Art Deco style. This was what was popular during the time period. Spectacles were probably first invented in the 13th century. And by the 16th century, people were buying them and personalizing them, making them a fashion statement.
What do you think they're worth as is?
Generally, jewelry from this time period to this quality is worth a lot of money.
Good.
But technically, this isn't jewelry. Got probably 10 grams of platinum there and some very inexpensive stones. And you can't exactly wear these around your neck.
So what do you think they're worth?
$700 or $800.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When he brought out his dad and told me they were worth $700 to $800, I was a little bit disappointed. I honestly thought they were more valuable than that. I'm going to disagree because I've seen similar ones online valued at $5,000 plus.
Is that what they want for them, or is that what they're selling them for?
Oh, that I don't know.
Thanks. These things look really cool and Art Deco, but spectacles aren't used by a lot of people today, so they're basically worth the raw materials.
How much were you looking to get?
Give me $850. I'll leave a happy man.
What do you think, Big Hoss?
What did my dad say, 800?
Yeah.
I feel a lot better about these now that my dad looked them over, but I think he might have lowballed a little bit.
$850, come on. It's a win-win situation, don't you think?
I'll give you the 850.
Good man.
All
Cheers.
right.
Thanks.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. I'll meet you down over here at the counter.
All right. Appreciate it.
My dad knows a lot about diamonds and precious metals, but what he doesn't know is how hot vintage jewelry is right now. If I'm gonna prove I deserve a piece of this company, I'm willing to take risks like this to show I know what I'm doing, even if it does piss my dad off. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How you doing? I got something you might be interested in. I heard it's probably the most famous hockey mask there is. You got a limited edition Jason mask from the Friday the 13th series, signed by several of the actors that played Jason.
Oh, wow. The Friday the 13th series is definitely cool. I think the weirdest one is where he got killed with nuclear waste, getting pumped through the tunnels of New York City.
I'm at the pawn shop today to try to sell my limited edition, autographed Friday the 13th Jason hockey mask. The mask has 9 signatures total on it, and it's a limited edition, number 7 of 13. I'm hoping to get $6,500 for this autographed Jason mask.
This is pretty cool, man. Friday the 13th is probably one of the most successful horror movie franchises to ever exist. I mean, I can't look at a hockey mask without thinking of Jason Voorhees or the Friday the 13th series. It's kind of funny that this is what became synonymous with the Friday the 13th movies, because it wasn't even until the third that he wore a hockey mask. The second one, he had a bag most of the time, but even today, kids that have never even seen one Friday the 13th movie know this mask as Jason from Friday the 13th. So what can you tell me about the signatures?
After we got the mask, we went around to a lot of conventions and we had as many Jasons as we could get signed the front.
So you guys have been going around getting this signed for years?
For 16 years.
Because it was a different Jason in almost every single movie. And I think they're up to 10 or 11 now. And I guarantee you within the next few years, we're gonna be seeing another Friday the 13th film. So how much are you looking to get out of it?
$6,500.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, there's a lot of crazy collectors out there for stuff like this. But I don't know any of the names. So if you don't mind, I'd like to bring in a buddy of mine who knows all things autographs and pretty much all things movies. So, do you mind?
Oh, I'd like to see him take a look at it also.
Okay, well, hang out. I'll be back in a few, okay?
You bet. I'm confident that having the expert come in is going to get the price close to what I'm asking.
Hey, Steve, what's going on, man?
Hey, Corey, good to see you.
So I got a weird one for you. It's a signed Jason Voorhees mask, and there's a lot of signatures.
So many people played Jason. I think it was like 8, 9 guys at least. It was mostly stunt guys, and they become kind of like cult heroes in the collecting community because these guys have been doing conventions and shows, and they have conventions based just around these guys.
All right, well, you want to take a look at it for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll flip this around. So Kane Hodder's the first guy I see right up top here. He includes Jason, literally about the same thing I've got here. The next guy is Ted White, and Ted is down here, and Ted's a pretty old guy now, so Ted has a pretty nice signature. As you could see here, literally the same thing. Richard Brooker, who's passed away, Steve Dash, who's no longer with us. Those are important signatures to have. So you've got a nice grouping of Jasons here. You could still get many more that you could add to this.
Yeah, they're still signing, they're still out there, huh?
They are, yeah.
All right, so what do you think it's worth?
Well, the value of the signatures is kind of where it lies. And, you have the 2 deceased people on there, too, and room to add. I'd say this is worth at least $2,000.
Okay, that's why you make the big bucks, man. I appreciate you coming in.
No problem. If you do get it, you're not going to wear that around, are you?
No. This kind of stuff here creeps me out.
All right, good luck, man.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
So, I mean, you were kind of shooting for the stars at 6,500 from what I could tell. How's $1,000 sound?
Oh, I don't know. 2 of those guys are dead. I mean, they're gone. They can't sign anything more. I'd have to have like 45, maybe.
I'm about $1,500 is gonna be the most I can go. I don't see us making a deal here.
All right.
Take care.
I'm not really that disappointed I didn't make a deal. That's money in the bank sitting there. There's 3 people that can't sign anymore. We can find the people that can sign. The value's just gonna go up.
I'm in LA, and I got a call from someone that says he has a very rare item from the Entourage movie. And I'm a huge fan of the Entourage TV show and the movie, so I have to come down, check it out, and see exactly what it is.
You must be Chum Lee.
This must be the bottle that you're bringing to show me.
The very small bottle of Johnny Drama whiskey promotional bottle. It is a prop, and they only made it for the Entourage movie premiere party, and Kevin Dillon, AKA Johnny Drama, signed it himself.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's his signature right there.
That is his signature, and that's bigger than our heads. So I have a prop display bottle of Johnny Walker whiskey, but it's Johnny Drama, Kevin Dillon from the Entourage TV show, and it's signed by Kevin Dillon himself. I'm looking for around $1,200. I think that's what it's worth, so hopefully it works out.
This is pretty cool, man. I'm a huge Entourage fan. 2004 to 2011, they made 8 seasons. This show was a huge success. It was loosely based off of Mark Wahlberg's life, kind of moving around Hollywood as a young actor. Kevin Dillon's character was Johnny Drama. His character was that of like a struggling actor. And I think he was the funnest part of the show. He was always doing crazy stuff like, victory! Like, he had a lot of cool, fun stuff on the show. And then 2015, they ended up making a movie, which picked up right where the series left off. So it's really cool to see this here right in front of me. Where did you get this?
I was lucky enough to get invited to the Entourage movie premiere in New York. So I saw Kevin Dillon signing a few, and later on, when the party was ending, I actually saw this bottle by itself outside the party. I think someone was maybe too drunk and left it, but I saw it there and I snatched it, and there was never any alcohol, but it was just for the movie promotion.
All right, well, that's a pretty cool story. And how much are you looking to get for this?
I at least want $1,200 for it.
Well, I can see about $1,200, but I want to have Kevin Dillon's autograph authenticated, so I need to have someone come down here and take a look at it. If this checks out to be Kevin Dillon's signature, and if this checks out to be an actual promotional bottle made by Johnny Walker with the Johnny Drama label from Entourage movie premiere, I think you have some really good stuff going on here. Then we can talk about a price.
Perfect.
Give me a few minutes to get someone down here. In the meantime, think about what you do with the money if I do decide to buy it.
Okay. Awesome, thank you. It was a blurry night, the night I got the bottle, but unless Kevin Dillon has some doppelganger signing stuff for him, I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yo! Hey!
Chum!
Victory! Yeah, my favorite saying.
Give me the hat. Give me the hat. Come on.
Hey!
There we go.
Wow.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Oh, there it is, huh?
So, this is what I
Ah.
called you about. This
Yeah.
guy right here has a giant bottle of Johnny Drama, and he claims to have your signature on it. So I figured who to call better than the man himself.
Yeah, there's nothing better than a nice bottle of Johnny Drama.
Right.
And I actually brought one for you.
Oh.
Right there. That's
this
for
for
you.
me?
That's a gift. Don't drink it.
I'm
See,
not-
you want to
yeah,
save
I'm gonna
that.
save that. Well, what can you tell me about the bottle here?
They made these bottles for the commercial that I did for Johnny Walker. And I was in character playing Johnny Drama on the Jimmy Kimmel show, which Kevin Connolly directed, who plays E on Entourage. When the movie came out, we did a big party, and this was a promotional thing that was scattered around the party. There was about 8 of these bottles, and this must be one of those.
I wanted to ask you, it looks like it's been popped. Did this thing ever have alcohol in it, or?
This never had
Okay.
alcohol, but I think someone probably tried. It looks like someone tried to get in there.
So I definitely wanted to make sure that that's your signature right there. It looks like it could be.
That looks like chicken scratch. But yes, that is my signature.
Yes.
All right, well, yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. So, like, to have a prop for, like, an exclusive party, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I appreciate you coming down, but, I mean, more importantly, thanks for the bottle of Johnny Drama blended Scotch whiskey.
That's a good one.
Promise I won't open it. Hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, buddy. You guys take it easy.
Hey, see you, man.
Okay, later. The whole cast wanted them, didn't get them. I think Chumley should grab that bottle immediately. He could sell for a fortune.
Well, the signature checks out from the man himself. The bottle came from a party in New York, which you said you were at. He said you wanted $1,200 for it. Would you take $800?
Johnny Drama, few of a kind. No. Let's do 1,100. You said it yourself, Entourage, one of your favorite shows. You'll never see this again in your entire life.
All right, meet me at $1,000.
Ah. I'm
right.
down. Perfect.
Sold.
Yes. I am gonna miss that thing though. I got $1,000. Drama came, but there was no drama in the sale. And now I'm gonna take my entourage to go golfing on me.
Hey, how's it going? Those are some fancy boots.
Thank you very much.
And that's a fancy piece of wood. We have a pistol grown into a tree.
We have a pistol grown into a tree.
Okay.
I found this piece at an Old West collectibles auction. I think it's worth more than money to someone that wants it because you can sit around and talk about it and wonder what it's about. I'm gonna ask $18,000 or $20,000 for it.
I'm guessing 1858 Remington. If you're in the Civil War, this was a great thing to have. These things weren't issued to you, you had to go get one. You were issued a muzzle loading rifle, okay? You know, you got one shot and it's done. I mean, if you were carrying around 2 of these, you got 12 shots. You could shoot all day with this thing. A lot of guys had them in the Civil War because if you carried one of these with you, there's a lot better chance you'd live. Is it loaded?
Supposedly, there is a bullet in the chamber. I honestly don't know.
Hold on 1 second here. Let me find a piece of barbed wire. That one's empty. That one's empty. Can I take it out of this?
You know, I've never taken it out.
Ooh, that's neat how it grew right into the barrel. And yeah, that's loaded. The one in the chamber, you're never gonna be able to figure out. Every once in a while, people bring in buried or sunken treasure. But a gun that a tree actually grew into, I don't even know where to begin. I've definitely never seen anything like this. So this is a hell of a quandary. What in the world is it worth?
I want $18,000.
I don't think it's worth that much, but I have a friend who I really want to show this to. I want to get his opinion on what it's worth. Hang out a few minutes. I'm going to get him down here. I want him to look at this, okay?
Yep, perfect.
This thing is just way too cool to let it walk out the door without finding something more about it. Even if I just take it home and put it on my bookshelf, I'll make an offer. Here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Wow.
It's actually loaded.
Man, this is crazy. How did this get here? Nobody's gonna ever know, right?
No, no one's gonna know.
Well, there's a piece of iron sticking out the end over here.
Wait a minute. Wants to come out. That's weird. I just would love to. It sounds like it's in the barrel.
So maybe the guy was cleaning his gun when this all happened? There's just a million things with this. We have no idea what's going on.
Not that it really matters, but do you know what this gun is?
Well, I believe it's a Remington.
It is. This is a Remington New Model Army. They made them roughly from 1862 to 1875. This is a gun that competed with Colt, and in fact, if it wasn't for the Colt fire that destroyed the factory, this gun probably wouldn't have been produced in as great a quantity as it was. Colt was out of business. for a little while, and Remington stepped up to the plate, and this became the most popular pistol for the Union during the Civil War. Really, really interesting. If there was a mint condition Remington New Model Army here or this, what would you rather have?
I mean, this one's cool.
Oh, I'd
this one's
take
got
this
the
any
story.
day. Oh, yeah.
I mean, and that's the whole thing. I can't figure out a price on this thing.
And I'm going to tell you something. This is the one time when you're going to ask me what it's worth that I'm going to tell you, I don't know. There's nothing else like it. It's one of a kind. Okay, so you're not buying a Remington here. You're buying the chance to talk about this gun. It's just, I don't know. I'll tell you what I'd pay for it. I mean, that's all I can say. I'd tell you what I would pay for it. I'd pay $3,000 or $4,000, no problem. No problem.
Okay. I guess it's a starting point. Thanks, man.
Rick, thanks.
Okay, I knew you would love to see
Oh,
it.
I love it. Thanks for calling me down. And man, you showed me something I've never seen before, so.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you. This gun transcends the whole gun thing. It's gun-based, if you will, but this is more of a conversational artifact. Remington made 100 and some odd thousand New Model Armies. This is the coolest one on the planet.
Okay, so this is one of those few things that I would buy off a customer that I would not put it in my showcase. I'd bring it home. And because I really want this for myself. I think this is the greatest thing in the world to pull out at a cocktail party with your friends and talk about it. I'd give you $4,000 for it.
No. I'm gonna pour myself an adult beverage and sit around and tell stories about it and listen to other people tell stories.
It's one of the neatest oddities I've ever seen. If you change your mind, I don't know why it's so cool. I know it's... We'd take 5.
No.
5 grand cash for a gun that's basically ruined.
No.
Okay. I mean, what would you take?
15.
It's really cool to talk about for 5 grand, not for 15. Thanks for bringing it in, man. Really, this is, you really got a treasure there.
Thank you.
If you change your mind, bring it straight back to me, okay?
Thank you.
I hate having a cool piece like this walk out the door. But sometimes the cool factor and the asking price just don't match up. For now, I can just hope he changes his mind and runs back to the shop. Hey, how can I help you?
I got a beautiful piece of Renaissance art that you might want to see.
Okay.
Open this very carefully. I mean, it's 500 years old. You got to be careful with stuff like that.
Okay. All right, so you have what appears to be an etching, and you're saying it's 500 years old?
Yeah.
Who was it done by?
Raphael.
The turtle or the artist?
I came down to the pawn shop today because I want to sell my Raphael print. It's been in the family many years, and my daughter is about to get married, and we would like to do a very nice wedding. The work is worth, in our opinion, $95,000.
When someone walks in my pawn shop, they say they have a Raphael.
Right.
It's sort of like walking in here, I have the Holy Grail. Okay. So where did you get this?
Well, my wife and I got it, and her family gave it to us when we got married. So family claims they had it for another 125 years or so.
Okay. You know, Raphael, I think, died in like 1520. And he's considered maybe the greatest painter ever. If you had a large painting by Raphael, you would get $100 million.
Yeah.
A lot of these times, they had these big commissions that would take forever to do. I mean, you know, you paint the Sistine Chapel, Michelangelo, it took him 10 years. On the side, it would be doing small drawings like this. Basically, the printing company would hand him a piece of copper, and there would be a sheet of wax over it. And the artist would sit there, and he would draw into the wax. And what the engraver would do is they would soak the copper plate in acid, okay? So it would make an indentation. That's called an etching. So then the way they printed them was they would ink the plate, they'd lay that flat basically on a piece of wood, and press the paper into it. That's why people bought the prints, because they considered it made by the artist's hand.
I see.
If it's a first date etching, it's a remarkable find, because there's probably less than 100 in existence. It's pretty rare that I get anything from the Renaissance, much less a Renaissance master. There's next to none of them out there, and those people who do have them don't want to sell them. First off, what do you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
Okay, so how much were you looking to get out of it?
I was looking for $95,000.
I mean, if it's a first date and it's actually done by Raphael, you might be asking too little.
Oh.
Okay. I do a little bit of everything in the world, from Oriental pottery here to ancient Greek coins. The art I know about, but a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. I have a guy who has tons of knowledge. If you want to meet me over at his gallery, we can go up there. He can look at it, and he can give me his opinion.
Great. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you there. Oh, I would like the expert to look at this, because this will just validate what I've been saying, and that you can see the age of the print and how beautiful it is.
You remember Gerard?
Yeah.
He came out to your shop on the Monet
Yeah.
one time.
We know Monet.
Yeah, we know Monet. Lots of Monet.
I'm specialized in art authentication and art appraisal. Raphael is a domain that I'm really specialized in.
Well, look what I got here.
Aha.
It's supposed to be a Raphael. I don't know.
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
Let's get it up on the operating table and take a look.
All right.
All right, here, follow me. When Rick called me and told me he was bringing somebody by who had a purported Raphael sketch, I got goosebumps, because if this sketch is legit, this is going to be probably one of the most important pieces ever brought to me by Rick. You don't get much higher up the pyramid than Raphael. He's really considered the third great master to come out of the High Renaissance. Obviously, you've got Leonardo da Vinci, you've got Michelangelo, and then you've got Raphael. And Raphael, he wasn't a third banana. I mean, he was considered a prodigy. He worked for 2 popes. His works hang, he's got frescoes and original paintings hanging in the Vatican, and just an exceptional draftsman. That I think you'd agree.
Absolutely. The drawings of Raphael are selling like $42 million.
Oh, yes, of course.
He was exceptional at capturing really the idealized human form. And he was very much influenced by Leonardo's explorations of that and Michelangelo's explorations of that, particularly Michelangelo's David.
The story that the family passed down, that is the picture of the model that Michelangelo used for David.
Obviously, it is a print.
Right.
What I'd like to do, and Gerard, you might want to too, I want to take a closer look at it with my magnifying glass,
Sure.
get a better idea of what type of print it is, when it possibly could have been done. So
Okay.
I'll take a look here. Take a look at this, Gerard. The one thing that gives me pause is if you notice down here in the lower left, you can see where the edge is uneven, where it's been trimmed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought too. This paper is maximum 100, 150 years old. Was never from period.
I think it might be a collotype, which is a photomechanical method of reproducing artwork that they were doing in the 1850s. So certainly from a period standpoint, that matches up with when you said it entered into your family's collection. The problem with a value on that is that the more the artist is involved in the creation of the print, the higher the value. Obviously, if Raphael himself had done an engraving, we'd be talking, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But this was done long after his passing, even though it was done 150 years ago. That's still, 300 years after he lived.
Okay.
So what do you think it's worth?
In my opinion, it's worth, and I think Red's gonna agree, between $300 and $400, Rick.
It has more value as a collectible than necessarily a fine art piece.
Wow, okay. It has a lot of value to me. It's a very beautiful piece of work, and we always loved it, so.
Well, obviously, we're not going to make a deal because the money's not there.
Okay.
Hey, at least we found out exactly what it was.
We found it out. We've solved the mystery.
Thanks, Rick. Drive safe.
Well, I'm going to take it back home and hang it on the wall where it was and enjoy it, because it's still a beautiful work of art. But I'm also happy that the experts gave us the real truth, what type of reproduction it is.